this pandemic, but I do see a uptick in the positive COVID-19 cases inside of the hospital at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Coming back on,
Yes, sir.
bro.
I had a question, and this will be my last question before we get into a bit more about cardiac telemetry. But, you know, before this pandemic, I would say the average person looked at, medical professionals, nurses, doctors, or what have you, like, other professionals. Okay, like, oh, this is a cool job. I mean, stressful. You do a lot, much needed. Early in the pandemic, it went from, another profession to these are our superheroes, and they're at the front lines, and they're doing all these things. They're in harm's way, and they're going in and out of these environments, highly toxic, highly viral environments every day. We should be applauding them. These are our superheroes. Now, as it gets toward this part of the pandemic, I'm seeing a mix of, yes, superheroes, but now with this vaccine push, you have those who have worked through this pandemic for months, over a year. Now it's like you potentially face the loss of your position because of the position you may take on the vaccine. Can you speak to the mental strain as a nurse in this highly volatile, this highly viral and just stressful environment, and from kind of like start to now, and how you and your coworkers have really strived to, and what you've seen to strive to overcome these different issues and different stresses?
Yes, sir. Excellent question. And I thank you for that question, Brother Jabril. I can definitely speak to this. As I am a licensed practical nurse, I'm also a very strong advocate for my employees. I'm a union officer and representative at my facility. So at the start of the pandemic, it was quite overwhelming. I would get up for work, say my prayers, get in there. And as soon as I would hit my unit, like as soon as they saw me, it was something. Sabrina, can you help us? Sabrina, it was a lot of that going on. What can we do? And it did change. I mean, it was like, you know, we don't have what we need. We don't have the N95. We don't have this. And just navigating through all of that, having my coworkers and to just kind of calm down, breathe. Let me find out what's going on, and then navigating through senior leadership to get the nurses what they needed, and also giving them a word of calm that it's going to be okay, because it was a lot of that going on. I hope I don't miss some of the questions, because you asked a really packed question. In the beginning, it was like, these are our superheroes, we need them. um let's pour on some additional compensation as we should have gotten, and all of that. Those of us um that choose to take the vaccine, I think that should be a personal choice. If you choose to take the vaccine, or if you choose not to take the vaccine, most of us have tested positive for COVID. We've been exposed to COVID. We've tested positive for COVID. Every nurse that I know of in my facility as of now that was positive with COVID overcame COVID. So it's not like everybody is just dropped down dying. I know for me, a lot of people come to me for advice, and what I instructed them was some of your basic things that you can do to protect ourselves before we had the 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 vaccine or the jab or the shot, whichever. Expose yourself, at least 20 minutes a day to the sun, boost
Go
your
ahead.
immune system, exercise, get your rest. Try not to stress so much. We're in a stressful situation. Decrease your stress. Whatever spiritual source that you pull on that source. Everybody ain't Muslim. I'm
Come
here to
on.
help. I'm here to help everybody.
Go
You
ahead.
know, take your vitamin C, take your vitamin D. And those were some of the things that I was advising my coworkers, and advising myself at the same time, because those were very stressful situations. I know my director of the facility hosted a town hall meeting in the very beginning. My unit in particular was so hot and heavy with causing COVID with our nurses that he had to hold a town hall meeting. And in
Mhm.
that town hall meeting, I was able to get on and ask some of the tough questions in regards to making sure that the nurses had what we need, and talking to our director, if really advocating for the nurses' peace of mind. If a nurse is saying she need a day off, allow her to have that day off, because we had some
Right.
instances where we had leadership not allowing nurses to use that AL if they was all out of their sick leave. And I'm like, look, we're in a very difficult time right now. Take that into consideration and work with your nurses, and just making those type of pushes to make things to quell the anxiety of the
Right.
environment, because it was an extremely stressful environment.